Hello, friends. You're live on Studio 850 on a beautiful December afternoon here on 12th and Gonzalez in East Hill and Pensacola, where we're covering this afternoon the Gonzalez Street Shareway event. And with us to tell us all about it and what's going on is our good friend Christian Wagley. Christian, good to see you, buddy.
Thanks, John, for being here. Great day.
The Shareway event today looks pretty exciting over there. When we drove up, I was a little bit overwhelmed. I thought this was going to be a slow ride and some bicyclers out doing their normal thing. And lo and behold, it looks like a school carnival. It looks like family day over there. So what is the event? What's going on back here?
Well, our idea was definitely to populate the day with as many cool things happening as we could. But the Gonzalez Street Shareway Day is what we call a tactical urbanism project. So tactical urbanism is this concept where we want to see improvements made to our streets to make them more walkable and bikeable, but it's really expensive to build those things to start with. So you go out and you demonstrate them for the day, test them out, get support from the neighbors, and then you build support to actually get them made permanent. So Bike Pensacola, I guess about a year or so ago, we were looking at maps, we were trying to figure out safer routes that could be made for bicycling across town, and we realized Gonzalez Street is really the one. It connects Brownsville to Bayview, that's what we call it, because it starts at the Brownsville Community Center, which is a real hub of activity in Escambia County. 4 miles east with a little jog off at the end on the Lloyd Street takes you right into Bayview Park, which is a huge hub of activity here in East Hill, on Bayou Tahar. And so our idea is to ultimately have the city and the county make improvements to make the corridor safer and more pleasant for walking and bicycling. And that's things like traffic calming and landscaping and other things. And we're demonstrating some traffic calming right behind us today.
In fact, I've watched the cars approach the planters over here. What's this all about?
Yeah, so this is really one of our favorite ways to do traffic calming. It's called a traffic circle, so it's sort of like a smaller version of a roundabout. These are small intersections. That circle is only about 8 feet in diameter. And what it does is it makes it so it's impossible for a car to speed through an intersection because they have to make that little...
I've noticed they've all slowed to say, what do I do here? What's
yeah,
this?
Yeah, I mean, it's never been there before. We believe this is certainly the first temporary traffic circle there's ever been in Pensacola. These are being done around the country. And then, like I said, hopefully we test it out and people like it and it gets built. But it definitely slows down the cars. It also provides an opportunity for neighborhood beautification. We had some plants donated by a local nursery, Pensacola Seed and Garden, and we were able to use those for the day. Larry was very kind to us, yes.
Right.
So, that's an area that can be landscaped by the neighborhood as well. And it's a very low-cost way to do it. It's really a strong towns approach. Gonzalez Street doesn't need millions and millions of dollars of separate bike paths and things like that. It just needs to slow down the traffic on this existing corridor and make it safer and more pleasant. And
let's take
that's our
a walk
concept.
Across the street here safely. A lot of people out this afternoon in the pretty weather looking, and they're all looking over here to see what's going on in Cordova Square. And lo and behold, here's one of the Bird scooters. So, Christian, you've got a lot of vendors over here, and see the skaters. Who are some of the participants today?
Yeah, well, our strategy was to team up with all the other great entities in town that are doing cool things. So, first thing you see is the skate demonstration from the skateboard team at Waterboys Surf and Skate Shop. So they're out here demonstrating some of their tricks and things today, which is really cool to watch. And then we teamed up with the Pensacola Arts Market, which is a weekly market of local vendors that are using handmade items. Like I said, all local vendors, and they set up at a different place around town every week. So the Pensacola Arts Market set up here in Cordova Square as well, and it's just some great synergy between all of these things. And like I said, we just tried to get as many things out here happening and then encouraged people to get out on the Shareway and walk and bike between these things, because we have stuff going on in Alabama Square over in North Hill and also in Bayview Park about a half mile behind us. So.
And the skaters are from where? Is this a club or?
They're the Waterboys Surf Shop, or Waterboys Surf and Skate Shop. Their skate team. That's who these guys are.
I noticed you had some musicians going on back here with the park.
Yeah, what they call buskers. So we've got some local musicians that are playing, kind of like the ones that perform at the Palafox Market.
Bike Pensacola, that's a group that you've been long affiliated with. Are they sort of the co-sponsor of this?
So my friend Tim Bustos and I founded Bike Pensacola 6 years ago, and we are the ones that sponsored this event. We actually applied for a grant from AARP, and we won a grant from AARP that made it possible to do this Shareway event today, to do the traffic control measures and things. So Bike Pensacola put it together.
Well, Alabama Square, I noticed on the map. Let's take a look over here to see what the, you've got a graphic over here, Christian. Let's bring the camera in, take a quick look at the shareway graphic here.
Yeah, this shows the lay of the land a little bit. I mean, again, starting at the west at the Brownsville Community Center, and there's a park there as well. Again, this area is a big hub of activity for Escambia County. They've made a big investment in that. If you go east a little bit down Gonzalez Street, you pass over into the city, and you get to places like Alabama Square, Long Hollow Park, the Hollis T. Williams Park, which is the linear park through town that the city's investing in a lot. Cordova Square, where we are now, and then farther on to Toledo Square and Bayview Community Center. It's really great because there's a ton of parks that are located all along the shareway. And then we demonstrated some different places where you might add traffic circles to slow down the traffic. So that's sort of the concept. A shared urban corridor, and as we talk about it, for people to walk, run, bike, skate, and roll across Pensacola. Just people power is what we want. But the key thing to understand is it would still be open to cars. We didn't close it to cars today, and we don't anticipate ever closing it to cars, but we want to slow down the cars and make it more comfortable for people to be out there and make the cars go slower. So.
Christian, you have a lot of people volunteering out here to help you this afternoon. Who have we got here? She's been handing out information under the Bike Pensacola tent.
Yeah, Silky Johnson is a board member with us and just involved in so many good things. She's been part of our some of our education about safe riding. She grew up as a commuter in Germany and riding everywhere, and so I'm going to let her talk some more about the event today and whatever you want to ask.
Silky, thanks for joining with us.
Thank you for having me.
Talk about how bicyclists and other wheeled vehicles, pedestrian wheeled vehicles, can coexist safely with cars on urban streets.
Yes. Well, Bike Pensacola promotes more walkable, more bikeable, more pleasant ways around town. And one of the things that we found to be really important is shared roads. That also goes along with Ground or Vision Zero. And the way that we do that or promote it with the city is that we want to put in more speed slowers, or like ways to slow down the traffic. I'm sorry, I'm not a native speaker. We have speed humps all across the route on Gonzalez. We want to add some roundabouts. They also add to the beautification of the city. And it's really mostly to make it more safe for pedestrians, for skateboarders, for bikers to enjoy the weather that we have in Pensacola.
What advice would you give people who commute in their vehicles in and out of town about safely sharing these roads with the bicyclists and the scooters and the other wheeled pedestrian vehicles?
For one, we always say that we want bikers and bicyclists, and when I say bikers, I mean cyclists basically, to be on the road. So we don't want to bike on the sidewalks because that is more dangerous. You will not be able to see us when we come around. So if we are on the road with you, please don't give us the right of way just because you think it's more safe. That's just going to confuse everyone. Just treat us as a vehicle, basically. Obviously, we will be a little slower, so please be patient. Don't try to pressure us into dangerous situations. Make sure that you just get used to look around and get used to having other people share the road other than vehicles.
Silky Johnson, Christian Wagley have been with us. This event goes till 4 o'clock this afternoon at Cordova Square over in East Hill in Pensacola, and also Alabama Square just down the road down here. So for all of you who've been with us this afternoon, thank you, Silky. Thank you, Christian. And please remember, we can all share these roads. This is something that makes for a high quality of life place to live, and it also saves lives in the process. Thank you for all being with us. I'm John Singley, your host. Take good care, my friends.